Bill Spring on some. Bill, talk to you, Bill. Come get some, Bill. All right, so it's January 29th, and I got the owner here. This is Gabe Brileys.
Hey.
He's the owner of the White Blur.
Yeah.
And we call it that now because it actually lives up to the moniker now. Absolutely. Because that thing's making all the boost. It looked good, it run good. Mr. Brileys, are you happy with the way your car turned out?
I am completely satisfied.
Well, you ain't seen what I did today with the car, so you might want to hold them comments so you see the video.
Well, it'll be the first time I ever heard the car without me driving it.
Yeah.
Whatever else has been done.
All right.
So I'm excited. Yeah, definitely.
Well, it looked good, which is why you brought it in the first place. Right. And we identified a few problems with it. So it had some leaks, had a antifreeze leak. Yeah. Then I found an oil leak. While we were in there, we found belts were hitting, supercharger belts hitting the fan, and fixed all that. Found the rear shocks were blowed out, fixed them. And little maintenance stuff, fuel filter, cleaned the air filter out, and changed the oil, and other than that, I think the car's right though now. I mean,
I'm satisfied.
Ain't got no belt slip no more, that's for sure.
Yeah, and the paint, where you corrected the paint on it is absolutely.
Oh, that thing looks great. Yeah. I'll go walk by it. I mean, it's about dark now, but that thing has come a long way in a short time. Now, we did have to put a radiator in it to fix that, and I got your old one. It's over there in a box. You can take that, maybe get it fixed for later. But this radiator, not only does it fit better, it actually has a lot more clearance down here now. New cap and rotor. Found that one plug wire was burned. We fixed that. But the car looks good. And I still haven't put my shock treatment on it yet, which I'll do that in a day or so. And you brought me some supercharger oil. I'm going to change that out.
Yeah, that was great, man.
But yeah, it turned out nice. It's slick. Now what's going to happen? Yeah, two things going to happen. You're going to have some haters that's going to hate on you a little bit, or you're going to have some people who want to buy it. That's what's going to happen. People are going to reach out and say, man, I like your car. I really want a Fox body. Would you sell it? So the question, I'll go ahead. You can answer it right now. Is it for sale? No. And if so, how much?
No, it's not.
Come on, name me. Everybody going to say it. There got to be a price. How much? 15, 20, 25?
20, 35.
35. There you go. If you want it bad enough, 35. Man got a dream, right?
Absolutely. That's a not for sale price. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing this car.
Well, be careful, because somebody out there, if the damn new Cobras are going for 75, the 93 Cobras are going for 75, 80 grand, then a supercharged 90 GT with the Cobra grill.
26,000 miles.
With 26,000 real miles. Real miles. Not 126.
Yeah, it's real miles.
Real miles. You'd be surprised, man. Somebody might hit you up.
Hope not, because I'm going to keep this car.
Well, then you come talk to me about that Mach 1 sitting over there.
Yeah, I'm going to keep it for Darius, my son.
That's cool.
Who I am very proud of.
That's cool. And he's about to start back college, right?
Yeah, thank God. Thank the Lord.
Right on. That's good. Got to take care of daddy one day.
Yeah. I'm getting old. Yeah.
Me and you both.
Yeah.
If I could just get my kid out here in the garage, figure out what she's going to own one day. You know what I mean? Much less take care of it, change oil in it.
Right.
All right. So I'll get the rest of the video. Hope you enjoy the content. Yeah. This will be the last of the 3 in this series. Yeah. This will be the most entertaining one.
That's it. One more thing. I see you, Bill.
What was that Jeffrey McDonald used to have on his windshield?
I see you looking.
All right, we're back. This is the 3rd video in a series for this sweet 90 GT that we've been working on. You're probably watching my 2nd video in the series right now. It just dropped today. Today is the 27th. And this is it, talking about the first mechanical problems, and that's me trying to get the front sump nut off because it was tight as can be. And what we're doing today is, the radiator came in, so I've got to get this out of the box, make sure it's good. And the supercharger belt came in. Yeah, we're gonna have an AC Delco, but it doesn't matter. They're all the green stripe belt. It's a 80537. That's 53.7 inches long, and it's the 8 ribs, what that means. And then this is the tensioner pulley basically, and this is a replacement. And the reason is, if I can do this for the camera, let me spin this. Can you hear that? That bearing is pretty much wore out. So this is the new one, and it's really tight, doesn't even want to spin like that. But anyway, that bearing was wore out, so you can't just place the bearing. It's a permanent seal type of thing, so it's got a new pulley. This pulley is 20 bucks, and it's a Daco pulley. Get it from Advanced Auto, part number 89001. And I'll put this on the tensioner. It goes on here like this, and you want to make sure your clearance, it clears the back. And if it doesn't, you put a little spacer on this to make sure it clears properly. And then we want to make sure it's going to line up properly where the belt rides. It's very important. Sometimes those can be off, and it can change the alignment, and it can try to throw the belt. But anyway, this is where that rides for the serpentine belt. And again, putting a new one on it, because that one, not only was the bearing making noise, but it may be kind of hard to see. But if you can see it, it's got like these weird, like, I don't know, it's not even round, it's almost like pushed down. So it's kind of like a square looking wheel, if you will, in a way. You can feel it. You might be able to see it. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but. All right, my kit came in today. It's called the Rapid Coil. It's a M12 by 1.75 thread repair kit. This is what you get. You actually get a tap, drill bit, the insertion tool, and the break off tab kit and everything. But to make sure it fits, you take your thread repair kit, you take your Vortex bolt. I've already removed the aluminum from the threads, and you want to make sure you can screw this in. This is the same thread pitch, and sure enough, check it out. Threads in just perfect all the way to the end there. See? Perfect. Okay, so we know it's the exact thread that we needed. So now what I have to do is go over here to the car, and I'm going to drill into the existing hole with this. Then I'm going to tap it with this, and then we're going to use this tool. This tool goes into here like so, like that, and it grabs this. You can turn this and insert that into it. Now, this is supposed to go in here like this. You can actually break that off, but we'll see if I can do that. May not be enough room to do it, but we'll try to figure that out. All right, so as you can see, drilled the hole real easy, straight down, and the aluminum drill's pretty nice. You drill down to the tip of your bit, touches the bottom there, which you can see right there. Cleaned up the housing very nice. And now the next part is to take my tap and tap this for the threads for the helicoil insert. See the threads now, using the tap. And what I used was a 3/8, one of these star head type of sockets, see there? And then this fits right in the end of it, like so. And you just tighten it down real easy. I also use my vacuum cleaner to pull out the shavings so nothing gets in there and screws up the threads. And there's the finished product. So there's the factory bolt. Threads in no problem. Pretty flush, as you can see. Bracket's gonna go on there no problem. The only problem is I could not break off the tang. You got to use the tang to kind of push down, get the thread started. And their tool was kind of long, so I kind of improvised. This is a tire plug toolkit. I actually cut the end off, if you can see that, and made it where I could push that down, actually push and get it to turn the last little bit. I used their tool to kind of get it started, and this one to kind of tweak it the last little bit. It was still sticking out a little bit here, so I used my Dremel tool and cut off one actual turn here, one link, if you will, of that thread, just so it was kind of more flush. And now, look at there, put the bolt in and tightens right down. Boom, look at there. I can actually pick the whole thing up by it now. So, I feel better about that now. I'm sure you do too. Fixed. While it's off, I'm gonna spray this and clean it all up before I put it back on dirty. But as you can see, this is just a standard old Vortec S trim. Not much to it, but it sure does make a lot more power. All right, getting to the final parts here. Just want to show you what the new radiator looks like all installed. So the lower hose is hooked up, the fans are bolted in. This is how they look at the bottom with the hardware holding it in. These wires, those coming down to the ground, to the chassis, and then it's a relay up here that feeds the fans. And you'll see it's sitting here in the rubber saddles at the bottom of the radiator, holds them in, factory points. And then this is the actual drain right here, which is really nice. It's got like a copper crush ring on it there. And yep, everything looks good, but what I really want to show you here is the clearance to the fan. See that? That's a lot of clearance now, so you shouldn't have any issue with the belt hitting the fan anymore. And also, if you notice where the belt were to ride, it's in a different place now. So everything's a little different, everything's shifted around different. Hopefully now I won't have any issues. And this is from the top. You see the clearance there to the belt, a lot of room. See the clearance to the supercharger pulley, a lot of room. Right now I've got the upper pipe unhooked a little bit there, so a little misleading because I'm getting ready to put fluid in it here and in the overflow. And basically this helps to burp the system, if you will. So as you push fluid in, the air is gonna be in there. So what you wanna do, because it's a brand new radiator, there is fluid still in the block because the block holds a lot of water as well. So what we're gonna do is you leave this pipe off, you start pushing fluid in, the air pushes out to the top of the radiator here, and the air will push out of this hose. So what I'm gonna do is try to fill the radiator as much as I can. It'll push majority of the air out to here. There's water in the block that goes up to the thermostat there, so there should be minimum amount of air trapped, which would be just a slight bit right here. And we'll leave a little bit to the top, so when it does start to run and come up to temperature and up to thermostat, it's got a place for that to actually burp out. And then once it settles in and gets to the right level, once it reaches operating temperature and thermostat's fully open, then I can finish the water level and everything will be good to go. But that's just how you start to fill it. Just leave the top hose off, fill it up, put the top hose back on, get it running, get everything ready, and you'll be good to go. But just wanted to show you how it turns out. That's the brand new green belt. It's a Gates belt. It said AC Delco on the box, but they're all the same. It's in place. The bolt's fixed now. It's got the helicoil insert in it, so now that's nice and tight. Belt shouldn't slip. It's not going to drag on anything. We should have full boost. Everything else is tied up nice and neat. So hopefully now we will be ready to see what this car can do. All right, take two. So I had to go get another serpentine belt. This is the part number 60905. It's the belt that runs around right here. And it was just squeaking, squealing, making this god-awful sound. The only thing I can think of with the radiator leaking and everything and me trying to wash everything off, must have got on the belt and soaked into the belt. So either the belt's dry and looks fine, it was just squealing and wouldn't stop. And a trick is if you take some window cleaner, such as this, and while the car is running, if you just spray right here on the belt, keep spraying it, if the sound goes away like mine did, it's the belt. So the sound went away, so they identified it was the belt. It's not a pulley. If it was a pulley and a bearing, it would never go away just by spraying water on it or window cleaner. So that showed me it was the belt. So hopefully now with the brand new belt, basically the exact same belt I had as the Gates belt, it should be nice and quiet now. And I've let the car come up to temperature, and the water has gone down a little bit. Now the thermostat's open, so I got that little bit of residual air out. So what I'm gonna do is actually have the front of the car raised up to kind of help go ahead and burp it, get the air pockets out so we go to the top. So what I'm gonna do now is crank it up, make sure it's nice and quiet. If it is, we'll lower it down, make sure the cooling system's level, top it off, make sure it's right. And then we're gonna take this bad boy for a test run. Yeah! Boy, them Vortex pull pretty good. Vortex with an X. Vortex. How about that fourth gear pull, though? Get some. Man, that thing's running good. I just had to go put 5 gallons of gas in it. It's bad when $20 costs you 5 gallons. Or 5 gallons costs you $20. But the temperature's running nice and cool. It ain't even running 160 or 70 right now, it looks like. It's charging, good oil pressure, a little less than half a tank of gas.